Welcome students to another informative video on behavioral skills. I am Ravi, your verbal ability and soft skill trainer. And today we will discuss about behavioral skills. What are behavioral skills? What are their importance? And what are the factors that influence it? So without wasting time, let's start. But before that, I would like to tell you that this is another important part of soft skill. In the previous module that we discussed on soft skill, we have done so many. It was about I think in the second module it was there, and it was a part of the soft skill. We also discussed it. What was behavioral skill in short? Here we will discuss about behavioral skills in detail, and after the video, you will be able to know more about behavioral skills, how it helps in communicating and interacting with other people at workplace or elsewhere, and how we can make good and healthy relationships at our workplace and can effectively meet our organizational targets. Also, it also gives us a wide career opportunities for our growth and development. So when we talk about corporate culture or corporate field, the behavioral skills are very much of crucial importance. Now, why they are of much importance in an MNC? Why MNCs these days are looking for these skills in the candidates? Just because of the fact that these skills provide an extra edge over the other skills like technical skills and other hard skills, wherein we get to communicate with people, okay, wherein we get to interact with people when we are working in a group or a team. We have to take care of our subordinates and our seniors also. We have to respect their ideas, we have to welcome them, and we have to talk or communicate with them on different platforms. So let's start. What are behavioral skills? Now it says these are the traits that enables an individual to communicate and interact with people effectively. What does it mean? The qualities which are present in us, which may be present in us right from our birth, or it may be a learned quality which we can learn from our surroundings. So these behavioral skills, these traits or abilities or qualities that helps any individual to communicate effectively, to make people understand what we exactly want to tell them, and interact with people effectively here means your communication should be very much effective. It should produce the desired result. Also, they help us to build and maintain healthy relationships, okay, at workplace, thus enhancing our work quality. So when we are working at our workplace, we need to have a very good bonding with other people, with our subordinates, with our colleagues, with our team players. And for that, we need to master these behavioral skills. Now, once we master these behavioral skills, we come across certain things that enables us to have healthy relationships with them. These are also important when our organization is purely a direct client or customer dealing organization, wherein we need to make good relationship with our clients for the present projects as well as for future assignments. So these skills are of vital importance. Also, it says that maintaining a healthy relationship. You know what is the meaning of maintaining a healthy relationship? Whatever relationships we have with our surroundings, with the people whom we are working with, or with our clients, we should not only make or cherish them. We should also try to retain those relationships for future references, through which we will be able to gain more for our career. We may get more opportunities accordingly. So behavioral skills are of very much use and of vital importance. The tendency to interact and communicate with other people depends on this skill. And it is this skill that makes you or gives your first impression in to other people or other clients. Now, there are certain factors that influence these behavioral skills. What are the factors? We talk about the very first factor is society. Society, the place or the surroundings where we live in. Now, what is society? How does it affect, if affects or modifies the behavior of a person? It says everything that influences and shapes an individual comes from society. Yes, of course, we live with a group of people. Man is a social animal. We cannot live like animals. We are different from them. And once we are in the environment surrounding us, we are influenced by the thoughts, ideas, and actions coming from the society or being reflected by the society. So, definitely, we can say that society tends to mold our behavior. Also, our survival depends on society. The place where we live, the place where we work, is purely our responsibility. How we interact with people, how we tend to communicate to them, and how we manage and save our relationships depends on us. And this is what the behavioral skills teaches us. So the survival also depends on the society. If suppose we tend to manage our society very well, whatever comes from society, we take the positive things and we need to reflect or we need to avoid the negativities. It can be for both for your workplace as well as for elsewhere. Next is we need to follow the norms of the society to fit well in it. Yes, there are certain rules and regulations we need to follow. Just like we in our homes make some rules for people who come in, there are certain rules and regulations for those who are coming from outside. They need to open their shoes out. They need to, sit in the guest room. They should not move here and there. They should not touch things without her permission. And in the same thing, there are certain rules that society makes for us. Now, in order to fit well in the society, in order to fit correctly in the society, in order to find a good space in the society, we have to follow the norms. And it's for all. The entire norm is applicable for the entire people of the society. Even the animals in the woods, they have their own laws. They don't tend to interfere with each other. And so does the society of human beings. The moment we tend to interfere with our people surroundings, we encroach their privacy, try to, get into the property of somebody or somebody else, then it creates a problem. So the society is governed by the rules and regulations, and to follow it is the only way for our survival. Same can be considered for workplaces also. If we are working in an organization or an institution, we need to follow the policies, the norms of that institution or an organization. We have to dress ourselves well. We have to be punctual. We have to be on time. We have to maintain discipline. We have to reach places on time. We have to follow the teamwork policy. We have to follow the organizational policy, and so on and so forth. So it teaches us that the discipline is very important. Next factor, it says same society. It says our culture and tradition decides the way we do things and how we perceive others. Whatever culture we follow or we come from, and whatever tradition we follow or come from, it decides the way we perceive things around us. It decides the way we do actions. It decides the way we do our work. And this is how it affects our behavior, our work, and so does it affects our relationship with others. So, culture and tradition, very important factors. The people from the south, they have their different cultures and traditions. The people from north have different cultures and traditions. East and west have their own culture and tradition. They work accordingly, They talk and they does their entire day-to-day work accordingly. This is how they perceive things, they do their actions, and they maintain their relationships. We tend to gather information from our surroundings and thus modify our actions accordingly. Whatever information we are getting from our surroundings, we modify ourselves, our behavior, our actions, our speaking, our communication, our way of interaction, everything changes. If it requires dedication, passion, discipline, we have to adapt ourselves. And adaptability, as we all know, is another part of soft skill that we must follow. It encourages a true human being in us. Now, when we talk about gathering information, what kind of information we are talking about is very important and crucial. We're talking about those information which are passed on in society or in groups. If we are talking about some organization and institution, it is conveyed from the top to the lower level management. We need to follow their instructions, their guidelines in order to achieve our organizational objectives and targets. So, we have to modify our actions according to the information that we receive from our surroundings. Modifying does mean that you have to change yourself. You have to modify your behavior. You have to be very much adaptive to different kind of situations that will follow. We have developed society and culture different from animals. We are unlike animals. They have their different culture norms in society. We have our different cultures norms in society. We are not like animals. We don't think only about ourselves. They do. We have to build a relationship with each other. We have emotions. They also have, but they work differently. We work differently. We need to manage our emotions, our contacts, our relationships with each other. We need to have a very good bonding with other people whom we work with. And this will decide the future growth of our career. Enhancing the career growth depends on this. So, if we talk about the behavioral skills, especially when it is influenced by social factors, it posts immense effect on us, immensely affected by the society. How we talk, how we dress, how we communicate definitely comes from the society that we live in. So again, we should say that society has a great impact on behavioral skills. Our behavior is governed by social norms, definitely. These social norms, which are made by the individuals, which are made by the human beings, govern our life. This is how it is. Once we follow the social norms, once we follow the laws of the society, the different kinds of rules and regulations that we have made for ourselves and our betterment will definitely lead us to what we want to achieve. And that is why we have to be governed by the social norms. Also, if we say it comes from the culture that emerged from our roots and the very existence. And these social norms definitely emerges from the social values, the cultures, okay, that we have in our roots. People don't like people who don't follow their culture, the tradition, or who try to show themselves different from others, who violates the law. Even the law of a land does not permit anybody to violate the norms and the regulations. So we as a human beings need to follow these societal norms in order to develop and grow and build relationships. And so does is applicable if we talk about the corporate culture. The corporate culture definitely gives us the space and definitely tells us that we have to adapt ourselves according to the environment that we work in. Also, what we perceive around us casts a strong influence on us directly, whatever things we observe around us. We perceive people, perceive things, we observe how it is happening around us. So many things are happening every day in our life. An intelligent person, a very analytical person, observes it all and accordingly decides its future plan, accordingly decides its strategy and further future planning. And this is how we intellectual beings work for our daily life. So, whatever we perceive around us casts strong influence on us directly. It directly modifies our behavior, it directly changes our behavior. If we see something good, we'll be happy. If we see something bad, definitely it'll have a negative impact on us. All right? Now, emotions are a very important part of our life, of our behavior, of our personality. When we talk about emotions, we talk about different things like being happy, being sad, being, you know, uh, undecisive. There's so many emotions. We need to manage and control these emotions, no matter what situation we are going through. It says our emotions also influence our behavior, definitely. The way we feel about things, the way we consider things in our life definitely changes our behavior and attitude towards others. If we manage our emotions, we can stay calm and collected under pressure. Yeah, if a person is having a strong hold on the emotions, if a person is having a strong influence, okay, on the emotions, then he or she can still manage himself or herself even under extreme pressure conditions. And this is what required when we are in a corporate culture. This is what the corporates are looking for. So those who are aspiring to be a future leader in corporate world, they need to have this kind of intelligence and ability to manage and control their emotions. We cannot flow in our emotions just like we do in our normal day-to-day life. We cannot flow with the emotions. You have to be very particular about your emotions. You cannot show your emotions in front of everybody. And this is what controlling your emotion is all about. It comes with time and practice. Again, it says it allows us to accept our shortcomings and work on them. Yes. When we take hold of our emotions, we come to know what shortcomings we have in ourselves. We come to know how we can control ourselves. We come to know what are the things that we need to follow. We come to know where we are wrong. We come to know what else can be done in a place where we are going wrong. And this is what holding emotions and controlling emotions is all about. It is also about accepting or getting feedback from others, like your peers, colleagues, your family members, your friends, your bosses, and working on them. That will definitely lead to a better version of ourselves. In order to create a good version of yourself, you need to take hold of what we call emotions. These are very natural in human beings. How to manage and control emotions. Okay, another important part of social skill. Now, the very first thing is taking care of our physical and mental health. Our physical health and mental health is very important for taking care of our emotions. If you're physically fit, mentally fit, you know how to control emotions. And this can be done through relaxation techniques, yoga, or some kind of exercises on a daily basis under some good supervision. Also, when we become self aware of our emotions, it's very easy to control them. Now, self awareness is another good term which we can use in place of, using like things holding emotions or something like that. When we are self aware, we know where we are going wrong, or we can definitely judge another person and we can provide the relevant feedback for the same. So it's very much needed in today's world when we talk about our emotions, our feelings, and the way to control them. Once again, I would like to bring to notice how to control your emotions. We need to meditate on a daily basis. Meditation is another thing that will calm you, that will, lead you to relaxation. This is another relaxation technique. When you meditate, you get hold of your emotions. You don't flow in that. When your body and mind relaxes, then you are in the best state of your condition. Okay? So, our physical and mental health is taken care only if we work on it on a regular basis, either through exercises, meditation, or yoga activity. It's very important. That again comes from our root, from a culture, tradition, whatever we follow. So, these were the behavioral skills, part one. And we'll talk about more factors, what more influences our behavioral skills, our decision making abilities, the next module, the next part. Till then, do like and subscribe our channel for these informative videos, and I hope this will find you a better place in an organization where you can, after understanding these things, you'll be able to make good relationships, and your communication skills will be much and more better. Your interacting things will be much and more better, and you can not only build healthy relationships, but you can retain them also. So thank you so much for watching till end. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.